We were battered a bit by an unusually severe drought in Cape Town, the worst that we've experienced for over 100 years. So it did knock tourism and arrival figures to some extent, because not that it ever became quite as critical as some other cities in the world experienced, but the dam levels were dangerously low, and so there were water restrictions. Thankfully, it's all over now. This time last year, the dam levels were 20% full. Now they're at 75% full. There's no more crisis. The drought is over. Many Brits, of course, cancelled their bookings, and from other parts of the world, because they didn't want to be in Cape Town to exacerbate the problem in some cases, or to face the risk of Cape Town running out of water, although that was never going to happen. But nonetheless, people didn't want to take the risk. So that one is over. And so you know what happens sometimes when you have some kind of shock where people cancel their bookings, you get their bookings back the following year, plus your normal bookings. And so we're looking for a big boom year in 2019. Well, indeed, like every country, we're all scrambling for our share of the Chinese market, 130 million outbound travelers from China. Our market share is very small from China. India is it's a big growing market. And South Africa is a popular destination for a number of reasons, strong historical ties, and of course, not much of a jet lag factor either. But the UK remains extremely important to us, being our biggest source market for overseas arrivals. It remains so. The US is growing very rapidly. Our top three overseas markets, if you like, are UK, Germany, and the USA. So they will remain important to us, but the emerging markets, the big ones, are China and India. We're blessed with our God-given endowments, if you like. We're just in a spectacularly beautiful country, very long coastline, 3,000 kilometers, some exquisite beaches, all the wildlife that is found in other African countries, plus marine wildlife, great white sharks, the humpback whales, and all sorts of, and dolphins, of course. So because we're at the southern part of the African continent, we have a diversity of climatic zones which most other African countries don't have, or none have. So, there are a range of experiences, just in safaris alone or wildlife alone. But our package is much more than that. We're not selling ourselves as a safari destination. If anything, yes, great safaris and diversity of safaris, but many other things at the same time. Vibrant cities, diversity of culture, great beach experiences, very, very good on adventure tourism and diversity of adventure tourism experiences, food and wine. So, sort of city experiences combined with rich cultural experiences and fantastic restaurants. And so altogether, it's a good package. Are we doing anything? Yes, because we can't take our destination for granted. There has to be constant improvement. We're investing in infrastructure. Private sector is investing in more hotels, some really great hotels being built as we speak. On a smaller scale, very good small boutique hotels, bed and breakfasts are just arising in response to growing demand, if you like, growing accommodation demand. That's one part of it. The visitor experience is the other part of it. Constant training of people, front desk people, tour guides, language training, for example. We've sent people on Mandarin language training courses. We want to intensify that. And then the third part is we want to make it, and are making it, easier for people to come to South Africa. So relaxation of visa requirements, and in particular for the UK market, we consider ourselves, in fact, all facts speak to it, we're a great family destination. But we made it a bit difficult for children, especially children traveling with single parents, to come to South Africa. Well, that's something of the past. In the next 2 weeks, we'll hear the announcements, and the new advisory notes will be issued. So it will become much, much easier for minors to travel to South Africa, especially with single parents or guardians. I think South Africa has always been a good value proposition, if you like, and a good value for money place. Clearly, with the exchange rate being what it is right now, it's so much more so. We are sometimes critical of our own private sector, by the way, that when the exchange rate becomes favorable, they up their prices. And then, should the exchange rate drop, they don't drop their prices. And then we become an expensive place. But right now, I mean, everything is going for us, if you like, including the exchange rate. Yeah, well, I just want to say something about WTM itself. I mean, we've just had a fabulous experience and found it most useful being here. South Africa has a pavilion, but we have more exhibitors than we've had any other year. and our experience of being at WTM becomes better and better every year. So it's not only us being able to showcase our products, because it brings us into contact, or our product owners and selling Destination South Africa, into contact with the trade and with buyers. But also, like last year, there were 2,700 media people here. And so, the media exposure is tremendous. But other side events, it's a very, very good networking opportunity. And then some of the panel discussions are really enriching. And just going around and seeing other exhibitors and making contact with other countries just gives one marketing ideas. So I think, 2 or 3 days here and you come back truly enriched.